Welcome to the SNS Pigskin Pick Show. Here for the Week 15 reaction. Right into it. Let's get into the first game. Commandos beat up the Saints, and the Saints backdoor cover. Your guy, the Rattler. What do you think, Jer? Pretty exciting game.
Man, Washington looked like they were going to run away with this thing. I was 17-0, and then Alvin Kamara does what he does, and he got them on the board. And then it was Spencer Rattler that came down the stretch and made it a game. I admire their guts to go for two and go for the win, even though they're technically out of the playoffs. But I think if New Orleans can recapture this thing that they had in the beginning of the year, where they just blew out, well, it was Carolina and Dallas, but man, they looked so good. If they can recapture that next year somehow, I just see them, they're tough to beat when they're on.
Yeah, they came out guns a-blazing, and then I didn't even know if the Saints were going to score there at all, but they had a nice rally there, and then covered the spread, and Commanders move on, and they got a little chance at the playoffs still. So let's move along to the next game. Dolphins and Texans. Texans take it 20-12. It was a really low-scoring game. Dolphins pretty much knocked out of the playoff race here, and Houston's defense stepped up here.
They also gave Miami a lot of chances to get back into this thing, chance after chance. Like, if they weren't playing like a team that was fighting for their life, like this was a playoff game. I really think, Miami blew it today. We will see.
Yeah, I mean, Texans, they needed some momentum, and a win's a win. There's no pictures on the scorecard, as they say. Hey, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Oops, just missed the graphic there. Okay, let's move along to the next game. Plenty more in store. This one was a pretty exciting game. On paper, it didn't look that great, but the Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. High scoring, back and forth. Jets have, I think, covered two in a row, and they actually won a game. So what's going on here, Jer?
I've been waiting for the real Jets to show flashes of what they can do, and just give Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers just some time to even though they know each other so well, they just need a little bit of time, and that's obviously showing. I know it is the lowly Jaguars, but I think they showed a little bit what they can do, and I think what they're trying to do is get Aaron Rodgers one more kick at the can in New York.
Yeah,
let's see with his weapons now, if he can convince them to, I don't know, maybe he takes a pay cut, something, kind of okay, I messed up, I'll take this pay cut, but if we go, if we have a good year, then maybe give me another chance. I don't know what he's going to do if he's trying to pull a Joe Montana, but it's crazy.
He's been pretty beat up. Apparently, all the reports are saying that he's got like all these leg injuries, hamstring injury, knee injury, ankle. So, I mean, he's 40-something years old. It's hard to be healthy at this age, right? As we know. So, playing professional football and as a quarterback, it's tough. He needs his mobility. I think that's what makes him. So, but last two games, he's looked good. So let's see what the rest of the year has in store for these crazy Jets. And
is that the highest points that the Jets have got all year in a game? Is 32? Is that the most points that they've got in a game this year?
I think so.
Yeah, they balled out.
Probably, right? Probably. This next game is another high-scoring game that we had this week. Cincinnati takes care of 27. And Joe Burrow and gang win another one, and it wasn't pretty, but they did their end. They put up the points. Titans backdoor touchdown there. Will Levis, another disappointing game. Rudolph came in, didn't do too much better. I guess Bengals had to do what they do. They beat up on weak teams, right, Jer?
Well, Titans were like, oh man, they're up 14-0 early, and I'm thinking, wow, like Bengals are just finding new ways to embarrass themselves. But then before I knew it, I looked back at the score, and it was 21-14 Bengals, and I'm like, oh, okay, the Titans are who they are. And yeah, Rudolph looked okay. He didn't look terrible. So yeah, that's the Titans. They hopefully they get a good pick. I guess that's what they're thinking about now.
Yeah, I mean, they only got one way to go now. It's just to, well, I mean, if you keep putting out Will Levis, you're going to get a high draft pick. It's pretty simple right now. This guy's loves to throw pick sixes, and it's kind of hard to watch. You know what I mean?
Sounds like Pratt's a fan of that
let's
guy.
move along. Well, I mean, I kind of like guys who throw it to the guys with the same jersey. Those guys are usually a little more reliable. But let's move along. It was the Ravens mollywhopping the Giants 35-14. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns. Malik Neighbors got his 10 receptions, 82 yards. But this is a one-sided affair, Jared. I believe this is one of your
that was my
week.
bronze pick just because of the large spread. And as you can see, they almost, they came close. It was correct. They did the odds makers came correct in this one. But yeah, in the end, it was a win for me on the bronze side. And yeah, I'm just waiting for this night game to come up, hoping to go 3-0 for the first time in a while. So
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, Giants are moving up the ranks for Shador or Hunter. And Ravens did what they had to do here, come take care of business. And, Justin Tucker didn't miss any field goals, so job done well for Baltimore. And Giants management happy with the loss there. Exactly.
Oh,
Okay, let's move along.
Loss.
It was Kansas City and Cleveland. Kansas City and Cleveland, pretty one-sided affair here. Kansas City wins 21-7. Believe Patrick Mahomes was hurt late in this game, Jer.
Yeah, we've seen flashes of nightmares of Chiefs fans. Carson Wentz ruining their three-peat, but no, I do believe just because they do have a couple of games ahead of Buffalo, and even though Buffalo does own the tiebreaker, they do see themselves ahead. I don't know if they're going to go as far as to start Carson on Sunday. Oh no. So no, he'll be fine Saturday. is my guess. Saturday. He'll be fine is my guess. Yeah.
They're saying he's week to week right now. I don't know what that really means, but aren't we all week to week? But I think Nick Chubb, he sadly broke his foot, and he was just coming back from a torn ACL. Right? So that's really sad to hear about Nick Chubb. Probably gone for the rest of this year and probably a good chunk of next year. I mean, he hurt his leg in college for Georgia, remember? When he was sharing the backfield there. Now that's 3 big injuries. Sad to hear. 3 more interceptions for our guy Jameis. And Jerry Jeudy did well, so just fantasy owners like that. Yeah, it was just kind of
terrible all around.
Game,
rounds.
And Myles Garrett got hurt too, but I don't think it's super serious. But Man, when it rains, it pours. So Cleveland is as beat down as can be, but hey, there's always next year. There's always next year, as they say. Let's move along. Dallas Cowboys, Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers were favored in this game. Cowboys win it 30-14. Huge game from Rico Dowdle at 150 on the ground. CD, Lamb, 116 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Thought Dallas's defense played pretty well here, Jared. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, Dallas really stood up today and showed people what they are capable of. Not without Dak, though. Cooper Rush is okay. So, but really, they probably just looked back at the film when the Panthers were just getting whipped every game. They're like, no, this is the team that we're facing. Let's do all the things that the people were doing when they were just losing everything. And I think that's what they did today. They shut them down pretty good. The score doesn't even really reflect.
Dallas plays well when you don't expect them to, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's expecting Carolina to play well here, and then Dallas shows up when you don't expect them to, right? They showed up on Thanksgiving against the Giants, and then played pretty well against Cincinnati, I thought, but obviously choked in the end there, muffed the punt and all that. So I guess Carolina does what they need to do. You just lose and get a higher draft pick. And well done for them, I guess, Carolina. Moving along to the late window, 1:30 for us. This is, I guess, 4:30 for the East Coast guys. Let's take a look at probably the game of the week. Buffalo and Detroit. This game barely finishes, is 48-35, easily going over the number. This game was just everything included. Jared Goff threw for 5 touchdowns. Josh Allen ran for a few. Man, this was just like a fantasy team's dream. You know what I mean? Just stats, touchdowns. What were your thoughts, Jared, on this one?
Oh man, both of these defenses are horrid. I wouldn't doubt it if there was even more points scored in this game somehow. In the playoffs, I just don't understand how either of these teams, if they can score 48 every single game, then okay, that's great. But if your defense is giving up 49, 7 touchdowns, then you lose. And that's what these defenses are giving up mega points. But Buffalo really, that's two games in a row where that's just too many points. The Lions seem to go back and forth. But, yeah, this Buffalo defense really needs to wake up. Yeah, too many mistakes.
There was a little bit of garbage time there, I thought, for Detroit. It was the last couple of touchdowns. Buffalo really had this in hand, I thought, most of the way. Detroit just chipped away, went for it on 4th down, and made it come somewhat close on the scoreboard. But Buffalo cashes the +2.5, the money line tickets, and all the teasers. So congrats to the Bills. Lions, the injuries finally catch up to them. So we'll move along. We got Denver. We got Indianapolis. Indy was actually leading, I think, at halftime. And then Denver just came with the onslaught. A couple of picks there by Richardson. And Denver does what they have to do.
Complete implosion of the Indianapolis Colts. They were, trying to work on a possible playoff spot. And it's not, it didn't work out for Miami or the Colts, who are both on the outside looking in. And I know it's not mathematically over, but this really puts both Miami and Indianapolis in a bad spot. Although LA Chargers keep losing. So we will see what that last spot, who gets that last spot. Broncos move up I think, past the Chargers.
So the fat lady may not be
Yeah, they play
singing
each other
yet,
on
but
Thursday.
she's in the back getting warmed up.
Yeah, you could say that. Denver and the Chargers play on Thursday night, so that should be a really interesting game on obviously a short week, a divisional rival game. Okay, let's move along to the Tampa Bay. And speaking of Chargers, Tampa Bay shuts them out in the second half, wins it pretty easily, 40-17.
Wow.
Mike Evans goes off. Baker Mayfield does his thing, 4 touchdowns. Bucky Irvin rushes for $117. What were your thoughts, Jer?
Oh, Tampa Bay, you either get this terrible team that's tripping over their own feet or they put up 40. Like, it's just mind-boggling how they beat the Detroit Lions and then went on that slide and come back with a game like this. I'm not sure if the Chargers are, like I've said before, many episodes ago, they're on this mini slide that I predicted them to go on, and they're going to wake up and be the team that they should be. But yeah, the Buccaneers are really in control of their division now. And yeah, the Falcons got to do everything they can now, and I don't think it's still not going to be enough. Tampa Bay is going to be hosting a playoff game, I believe.
Yeah. I think the Chargers, their injuries are catching up to them finally. And that's what Tampa was going through in the middle of the year. When you're without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, you can scrape by a game or two, but long term, you're not going to be able to hold up. And that's what the Chargers are seeing here. 40 points let out by their defense. You don't see that very often. So look for that to be corrected
Tampa's
on
also
Thursday.
without their leading tackler, I believe. Their leading tackler is out for the rest of the season.
Okay, I wasn't 100% about
Injured
that
as
one.
well. So,
but that makes sense. Yeah, Tampa, they got the division lead pretty well in hand. Okay, let's move along to New England in Arizona. Arizona bounces back, wins it 30-17. This was not the best game to really watch. It was just Arizona bouncing back and doing what they had to do. Patriots showed some glimpses, but they have trouble scoring touchdowns. They set up for a lot of field goals. And Kyler Murray and gang, I think Murray was injured in this game, so interesting to see what happened for Arizona. What were your thoughts, Jer?
Oh, man. NFC West, most interesting division in all of football. Love to be watching these divisional games. In the last few weeks, they're going to be playoff atmosphere. I'm not sure what the percentage is of the Cardinals making the playoffs. I'd like to see it happen with the Kyler Murray injury. I don't think it will happen. But yeah, the Rams are really rolling. That's my prediction. I think, was not my prediction, your prediction. Way back, 60-something episodes or so ago. You called it, the Rams. Then they went 1-4.
Yeah, well,
so
that a lot of that's to do with injuries as well, too, right? So, it's going to go down to that final week, though. So let's see what happens. It's going to be a nail biter. Let's move on to a battle of the Keystone State. Philadelphia Eagles, Steelers, 27-13. Eagles take it. This was pretty one-sided affair there in the second half. It was pretty tight affair, I thought, in the first half. A lot of turnovers and sloppy play there. Fumble by DeJean and whatnot. What were your guys' thoughts?
Paul?
Well, looking at some of the news and some of the reports and stuff like that, it's like everybody's giving it to the Eagles, giving it to the. Oh, I guess apparently they were right. It was a good game. There were some awesome plays there. I mean, if this is a Super Bowl preview, awesome. I mean, it. Would I wish that the score was flipped over? No, well, of course.
Mhm.
You know, I'm a Steelers fan, and of course I want my team to win. And then of course you guys are the same way. Here I am yelling at the TV, "You idiots! What are you doing? Don't do that!" And then you guys are like, "Yes, my team is rocking." So yeah, Jekyll and Hyde for both of us. 1 minute we're yelling at the TV, happier than a pig in shit, and the other minute we're like going, "Oh my God, what are you guys doing?" Like I said, that strip.
Well, you got to be happy about your defense, Paul. Defense, right? Your defense holds the best running back in the league, 65 yards. Got to be proud of that. You know, mini victories. I'm sure they'll come back angry when they play Baltimore, which is very important.
Oh yeah.
Next Saturday.
And if they want to, maintain the division lead, they have to. Like I said, it's their division. It's theirs to win or lose. But yeah, I said it was a hell of a game.
6.5. I just looked at it. That spread 6.5 for Saturday, Jer. Isn't that kind of high for Baltimore? Somebody hurt for maybe TJ Watt's not going to play, because I did see him get banged up at the end of the game there. So something to follow there, but who knows?
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Right?
But I still like the 6.5 right now. I got to say, just off the bat, and we don't know if Patrick Mahomes will play next week. And same thing with Kyler Murray. So there's a bevy of injuries out there to keep an eye on. And we got Sunday Night Football coming up. Packers in Seattle. Huge clash. NFC playoff spots up to grab there, guys. What did you guys want to say for the final wrap-up?
Loving Green Bay in this one. Seattle's been winning lately. I think it's going to come to an end here. They should go on another roll. We will see, but I think Green Bay is going to keep pace in that tight NFC wildcard race. And yeah, get the win tonight.
Right. They have no choice. Yeah, they have no choice. And then Seattle obviously needs to keep winning because Rams keep winning. So let's find out what happens here. And thank everyone for joining us here on the SNS Pigskin Pick Show. We'll be back next time. Please consider giving us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. And we'll catch everyone next time on SNS Pigskin Picks. Later, everyone.
Peace.